Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Solo Leveling, Season 2, Episode frickin' 10 or something, or no, 11 or 12, right? We're getting close to the finale, and now we're seeing the Koreans versus the Japanese. Let's see what happens this time. Which country will come up on top? Only one way to find out. Leave a like and subscribe. Let's go. Whoa. He's an emitter.
Just messing up this other guy's fight. Yeah, don't get distracted. Just destroy the entire building.
Oh shit. He seems pretty scared. That probably means he's just super powerful.
Unless... Well, then I'll go all out. Damn. Oh. Murders that guy.
He's gotta be like a Zenitsu sort of like.
Damn.
Really? She's a dancer.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
Oh.
He's like an assassin type. Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh, she hit a little bit too hard. Yeah, here we go.
Oh. Like a known thing. Nah, it's fine. Whoa. Some conflicting reports. They're really, really powerful. Ooh.
I want to see what he's got.
Yeah, I might as well fight you. It's just like...
Oh my god. Holy shit. Wonder what she's gonna do. Is she get inspired to become a healer again?
Yeah. There's someone here that smells really good. What?
Did he get hit? No. Whoa.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Is he gonna be summoning though, or is he just gonna... They're not using weapons, so I figure probably not, but...
Ooh.
This is crazy.
Oh my god. It's just an aura off.
Save it for the fucking ants, man. Jesus.
Damn. It's like, damn.
I didn't get a chance to fight back though. Oh, okay. Sorry. Jesus. Yeah. I was like, is that how he sees people now? Like,
He's just like, I can't wait to kill them
yeah.
and steal their shadows.
He looks at their shadows and he sees his servants, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's really messed up.
No. Not yet, at least. Okay, now you better say you're gonna go and help.
He really should.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah, that does not seem like enough to me.
I don't think you are.
Yeah.
They might. I bet they're gonna be held off. They're gonna have to call him in. Oh,
A nice
Korean fried chicken. Korean fried chicken.
A nice home cooked meal.
Korean fried chicken. I want that shit.
See,
I just want a plate full of fucking homemade Korean fried chicken. What do you say? Sorry.
it's just like, see, I can respect that you just want to stay home with your family, but if this shit gets out of control, your family is definitely gonna die.
Yeah.
Because the ants are gonna come and attack your family. It's gross. Yeah.
This is literally the Chimera Ant arc. It's the birth of the one that can lead them. That's like a cool guy. Like, what was his name? Colt? This is like when Colt was born, when it was just ants and then they...
Whoa. Oh my god!
Okay, never mind. Maybe not Colt. Maybe that's just the king.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We're fast forwarding.
This is really not great.
The healer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why shouldn't I join the Defense Force? Don't you have to in Korea? Isn't it one of those countries where you have to join the army for like a year or something like that?
Yeah, but this is like the hunters thing, which is a kind of a different thing.
That's true.
Oh my god. I can't believe he's not like he's definitely gonna have to go.
Ooh. Sorry, I just this here, like the Hunter Hunter Chimera Antarch as a point of comparison, as obviously it was like a chief inspiration for this, as we've talked about. We also talked about, if you didn't hear the discussion, we talked about how it's clearly like a lifter and inspiration. It feels different enough because the goals of the arc are obviously so much different. Like Hunter x Hunter was super philosophical and like very cerebral and existential, whereas this has a completely different goal, not a worse goal necessarily. You know, we hold Hunter x Hunter in high regard. It's not like, oh, the author couldn't come up with something different, so they did this. They're doing their own kind of take on this sort of a story, which which we've talked about a lot in different shows as well. That's not that bad of a thing. Anyway, I'm really interested to see. It's not a criticism. It's just noting the influences. But another thing, as we go forward into it, we like just this perspective, you know, comparing it to the Chimera Antarch is so different than what we had. Like the Chimera Antarch, for almost all of it, was like a deep cover, like spy mission almost, like a super like infiltration when Nav was like placing the portals and he was like going through and like assassinating people, and then the assault was like a strike team that went in. It's so different. There wasn't this like countrywide quarantining of the area or like, you know, almost like world government, like multiple countries coming together. That didn't come till after because of like the nature of the politics in Hunter x Hunter. But I guess I'm just pointing out that this is very interesting as far as trying to differentiate it or making your own mark on this kind of thing, like to lift something so clearly from another series, and then like changing the perspective like this differentiates it even more and makes it your own even more. I just think it's really interesting. We didn't have like it feels very official, like with the voices over the intercom and like all the, you know, the jargon and stuff like that, and it feels like an operation that's carried out by like a large force rather, you know, just that the change in perspective does a lot to change sort of the way that the arc is going to work. It's kind of interesting. Like we didn't get anything like this. Yeah. For example. You guys are dead. Yeah. You guys are fucking dead. Oh my god, they're all gonna get sent out and die because he's not there, and then it's gonna prove how awesome he is. And they're setting up like the next generation. We see how strong they are.
Oh my god, this freaking guy.
Jesus Christ.
And so all these guys just like...
all the lower level people on the beach just like watching just in case any of them get past the line. Holy shit, we're really starting? I thought I thought it was going to be like at the end of the season.
I mean, it is kind of the end of the season.
Who?
That's huge. Might be able to keep people alive for long enough.
He'll keep the named characters alive.
Yeah.
Or at least, I think the big dude that he was fighting originally in the Gi, that like giant expansion motherfucker, he's probably gonna die. But Bake might live. I think the dark-haired dude might die. Chahaim is gonna live for sure.
They're just in there.
Yeah, they're drawing the forces. Yeah, 2 episodes left, they're gonna get smacked, and then next season's gonna be whatever happens next. Bro's gonna die. They're really framing this like a war, like a, you know, like just the aesthetics of it all. Like even this guy's armor looks like modern military combined with fantasy stuff.
A lot of positivity, and I like it, but...
they really should just have cameras on them instead of on a random fucking guy.
Oh my god. Holy shit. So
But they don't
many.
know about the prince that was born.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is that something I said that they wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Give him the Spear of Avarice, maybe. Oh, shit.
Damn. He's never been more back.
Back on this island, his redemption arc, and it's gonna end in bloodshed and defeat again.
Yeah. So confident, and
I think he's just, yeah, I mean, it's not like, we don't even need to, they're not gonna win. Ooh, that's who he is. He uses the bow. This is in the OP when they're all walking forward. They're gonna get absolutely destroyed by that guy. Ooh. Oh, she's cool. The Japanese characters have such cool armor and shit.
Whoa. My god.
Bunker buster. Well.
Oh my god. Bro's over here just doing his workout routine. Yeah, because they're all dying, about to get.
There's a state of national
destroyed.
emergency.
But they're not that. They're not that.
Oh, Ryuji's gonna probably fight that thing, and then. All right, you know what to do, Fireboy.
Yeah, please roast these.
Why does her helmet have little cat ears?
Yeah, that doesn't look that great, does it? Some serious business.
Oh shit. I hope he's not like a White Walker now. That would be insane. What if the fucking ant prince or the queen is like Sung Jin-woo, where the ants kill a hunter and then they can basically take over their body and turn them into a fucking hunter. Like, we didn't expect that. It basically works the same way as him. It would be like a good matchup for him. It's like a zombie bite.
Like something really bad is gonna happen right now. Just heal him up, you idiot. No.
Oh, she did. Oh, it's a big man. Oh my god, that was sick. Oh, that was a really good end of the episode. Damn, that was awesome.
That was cool.
Oh, the lead-in. I'm a sucker. Again, another Hunter x Hunter comparison. That's like, not that they were not that this is copying Hunter x Hunter, but that's one of the reasons I love Hunter x Hunter is because they use the ending theme to their advantage and lead in the ending of the episode into the ending like that.
Crazy.
Ooh, that was
and
good.
It's so bad because you just knew, you're just waiting for it. You're waiting for it like the whole fucking episode. You're just like, okay, one of these guys, if not probably all of them, are just gonna get absolutely annihilated and ripped to shreds.
Yeah, because I mean the fact that and I don't think the show's hiding it. It's like that. It's part of the anticipation,
and
right?
the whole thing of just
because Sung Jin-woo's not there, so they're not gonna win the fucking fight if he's not there.
And we just saw how strong he is compared to all
their strongest.
He went against the strongest guy that was stronger than all of them by a significant amount, and we never got to know who would really win if they took that fight all the way to the end.
It would have been Sung Jin-woo for sure.
But it's like,
it was clear because he was on the defense and he got a scratch, but he didn't have his armor, he didn't have his summons, he didn't have his abilities.
I guess what I'm saying is we didn't get to see it because we're on the same side, and we're not gonna kill this guy for no reason.
Yeah.
But the thing about like being the main character of the show is you can also level up. So even if that, like, you know, it's like even if, okay, they're like pretty well equal or like he's slightly better, it's like he's eventually going to be way better. So it's you know, but that's the level that we're at. And then we see the ants, and it seems like, okay, the ants are like not really like unless there's like a million of them at once, they're not really a problem for the S rank hunters. But then we see the like the new and improved one.
Yeah, they weren't prepared,
and it just absolutely like decked that girl. They didn't even sense it coming, you know?
Yeah, and it seems like there is only one. It's not like again, Chimera Antarch parallels. This is like when it seems like it's more like when the king was born rather than when, because there were multiple stages and it was a long drawn out thing. It's one of the criticisms of the Chimera Antarch that it was so long. I don't hold that criticism. I think the arc was incredible. It drags at certain points, but not in the case that we're talking about, where you know, there was Colt, and then there was the other captains, and then there was the Royal Guard, and each Royal Guard was a thing.
Yeah.
And then the king at the very end, at the critical moment, and then there were still like ratcheting up from there. And changes, and then there was, I'll cut that out. And then there was other people like emerging afterwards.
Yeah.
So like it was a big, constantly building, power scaling thing that like built up many steps beyond what was necessary.
Yeah.
And it led to an explosive, like beyond what you could comprehend from the rest of the series level of power and destruction. But in this, because we're talking about the different goals of this arc, like with, you know, how the Navy's all going around and stuff like that, it's like a completely different perspective on the whole thing. And there's a way more focus on like military rather than just like anime guys going in to do a mission. You know,
and like getting the, you know, all the stuff like
so
the defense force, and like putting it on like every TV of like, this is these type of ants and this type of thing, and like just to let out the general public know that this is a, you know, like there's a lot of. It's
honestly way more, in a way, well, it's in some ways like their response to this is a little bit more realistic, you could say, because in the Chimera Antarch there were constant, like if you remember, like midway through, like countries all around were like, oh, we're interviewing this lion alien monster on live television, so tell us, what's it like being a fucking monster? And then he's just like, and like kills her on TV, and it's like, who the fuck, what person would do this?
Yeah.
Like it's part of the theme, again, it's the themes and the goals of the Chimera Antarch, because a lot of the theming around the Chimera ants and the king and stuff, like when he goes to Diego's palace and he takes it over, he's like, who's this fucking loser? Like, Diego, he's your king, he's your ruler. And then they're just like, no, king, no, my lord. They believe that it's all about inheritance and bloodlines. And he's just like, what a stupid idea. So like it's there's kind of a thing of like that normal people are like that. People are so safe, or, you know, like it's getting into this sort of sheep mentality, this mob mentality. It's a theme that's kind of touched on by the main characters as well, and talked about, and is sort of like Ayn Rand, like exceptionalism type shit. None of that is really the point of this series. And why I give it a pass for not going deeper into that is because the entire series is not lofty in its ambitions. Yeah. We talked about this as far as theming and philosophy. Like it doesn't have these grand aspirations. It never gives off the desire to want to explore anything deeper than what it actually does. It's not like, it doesn't give the vibe of a story that's like, oh, you need to take me seriously. I as a story am like, I have a lot of things to say and stuff, and then goes forward and says the most basic shit ever. That's what's really disappointing. But this like the show makes no bones about what kind of series it is, and that's why it's fun, even though it feels familiar, or there are things that are familiar to other things, or whatever. And it's because it's doing its own thing. It's not trying to be the Chimera Antarch. It's in a way kind of a response to it, or like it's a different kind of take on the whole thing. And I love that, and it's accomplishing it well. Like I said, it feels kind of more realistic the way that they're handling this whole thing.
It's also, it has the kind of the benefit in a way in terms of that, of being set in our actual real world.
Yeah, instead of
so
a fictional world.
You know, it's like, instead of like, oh, we can't, you know, do this or that in this country or that country, like in the Chimera Ant arc, when it's like in this zone that you're not supposed to like bring anything into this area, and it's like a kind of a wildlife reserve type deal, and then there's all these like contentions with all these different things, and then in here, obviously, it's just like, okay, there is an island with evil ants on it, sort of, and it's putting both of our countries at risk. All right, let's team up and take care of that.
Yeah.
Because both
people
of
are dying.
Because we need to work together on this, and you know.
Yeah, in real life, it's like, if 3 people died from crazy monsters invading, you know, like these escape test subjects. In real life, they probably try to cover it up, but like, if you can't cover it up, if it was like national news that like, you know, this whole town on this coastal town got absolutely destroyed by all these fucking ants, that would be like a worldwide story. It's like, it's like a Chernobyl level disaster, and it is treated that way kind of in the Chimera Ant arc. But because of the whole themes of the story, the world government instead, or like all the UN or whatever, calls up the Hunter Association, and they're like, you take care of it. That way our hands are clean and we're not responsible for it. Because there's some deeper maybe plot stuff going on there with like a conspiracy of why the ants even got there, who put them there, all that type of shit. All the stuff with, you know, this country that's a front for producing all these drugs. You know, there's a lot of shit going on there. So it's a deeper story. But again, when it's like public safety, and it's like a big thing, it's just, again, it's simpler, but not, I guess this is what it is. It's simpler, but not in a way that makes it dumb or unrealistic or like, you know, it's still believable, and the stories are interesting, and each person, like, as you know. And here's another thing, separately from that, I feel a lot genuinely more attached to the side characters, and I guess it's, you know, it was something, I think in season 1 it genuinely was done worse, the whole like layering in all this side shit. But at this point, I have to admit that I do actually feel at this point more attached, but it's not because of all the shit that we saw in season 1. It's because of all the layering that we've seen in season 2. So I don't know, I'd have to do a full rewatch and compare it to the manhwa or the light novel or whatever to get a full grasp of what the anime has done to ingratiate me to the characters that the other ones didn't, whether it was worth it to cut away from all the action all those times to like get all those things, or whether you could have done away with like more than half of those cutaways, you know, and stuck with this. But like, whatever the formula was, I'm willing to admit that I actually do care about the other S-rank hunters and like how they. Like, I know that they're probably not going to make it back, but I want them to. I actually
think some of them
give
probably
a shit.
Will,
you know? Yeah,
but only because, you know, he's
when
gonna get in there.
When JEJU comes, then he has people to like witness his greatness.
I
think all the Japanese people are done. The Japanese hunters are fucked.
I mean, I guess it just depends, because like, they're with all the ants, and as we just saw, the like, I don't know, they didn't really call it, but like the prince or like the special guy is out there, not in, and they like have that fire wall kind of thing to like kind of trap it off so no more could come back in. Yeah. But like, also we don't know, that thing might just be able to go through that like no problem. He might just be able to like kill off all of them, and then we might have sort of the like head of the
Goto ryuji.
We might have him sort of like being able to keep up with it.
I think that's where we're going.
But within that time, then they're gonna be like, JEJU, you need to get the fuck over there, or else they're all gonna die, and it's gonna be all for nothing.
How insane would it be? Wait, yeah, sorry.
Because it's like, if we're saying that like JEJU is like comparable or like probably slightly above this guy, if he can like come toe to toe with it, because it come toe to toe, but like in like a way that he's probably gonna lose, then like that means that it is like the perfect level of adversary for JEJU, because it is slightly above him, but he will probably be able to defeat it. Yeah. But it will be close and it will be worthwhile, and getting something like that as like a summon, if he could be able to summon it, would be insanity. Like actually crazy. Yeah.
Because that was the point of Sungjiwoo fighting Goto ryuji, is that Goto ryuji is their strongest. We see a clash with them, and Sungjiwoo is clearly not able to use his full arsenal. You know, if he had Tusk or Kiba with the fucking Sphere of Avarice, he could nuke this guy, you know, and Igris to hold him off, and, you know, all of his people on the sides to, like, box him in. And, you know, like, with everything at his disposal, he'd probably win. And because he can keep up with him speed-wise, I think that he probably would. But the point of all of that is to power scale Ryuji as on his level, roughly speaking. So that, yeah, when he comes to fight the ant prince or whatever you want to say, he is, like, good. But I think because we already got like a first act turn type thing with, like, the... them having more not expected the prince being born. They don't know anything about that. They go in super unexpected. I think it would be so interesting, this is just my theory, if they were talking about the ants cannibalizing each other. What if the prince came out, cannibalized the queen, and then now that's what makes him like Sung Jin-woo, where he can control all the other ants. And in the OP, they're fighting the ants, but the shadows are fighting the ants too, somewhere. They were like red armored knight looking things, but it looks like they're sort of humanoid looking right here. I think that they're supposed to be like the ants, but like upgraded. So it would make sense that again, there's these clash between Sung Jin-woo shadows and then all of these like ant knights. It was really, really cool if that was it. It was like, we think that Goto Ryuji might be able to match the prince, but the prince has the ability to control all of the other ants. And the guy is wounded, the one Japanese hunter who beat, by the way, was it Bake? Was he fighting Bake?
Who's...
the werewolf guy.
Oh no,
he was fighting the big dude. I thought.
Yeah, he was. It was like
a
strength versus strength, and he was a lot smaller, but he beat the other guy. And now he's injured and up against the ant that just like completely murdered this girl.
Yeah,
and we know that she was pretty powerful.
Yeah, I think him getting injured is either just like to show how doomed they are, because now she's dead, he's injured. The other
it showed
dude,
that even just a normal ant can injure them if they get a little bit sloppy, because we see them just like slashing them, but it's like, oh, they can, it's not just like, oh, we need to just slash like a million of them. It's like, oh, we can slash a million of them, but then they're gonna hit us one time and then it's gonna like chain reaction, then you're slower and then you're not as good and then you die.
Yeah, but yeah, I still think that there's a possibility that if maybe he ate the queen, maybe the queen is just there and he basically has the power of the queen because he's like the special one. But I was looking at their weapons to see, they all seem to have like the same sword. Anyway, because like maybe if one of them had that girl's like big axe, maybe that was her getting like resurrected with some crazy ant powers as like a soldier. It would just be a really, really good match, because you're talking about Ryuji being like kind of in a weird way, like a power scaling match that can stand in against the forces while he's not there, so that we as an audience like can get a proxy understanding of the power of these creatures. But the one thing that Sung Jin-woo had that would have put him above Ryuji was his shadows and his controlling of numbers. If the fucking ant can do that too because of some crazy stuff, that would be a crazy reveal, and it would further hype up the match between Sung Jin-woo and this ant prince. And I wonder if they're gonna go into, on a story note, if they might go into more, because they say they seem to have limitless potential for evolution. That's also a thing with the Chimera Ant arc. In fact, I think that's like almost an exact,
but it's
like
also,
it's translation thing. It's almost an exact quote of Netero when he was fighting the king, and he said like, don't underestimate humans' endless potential for malice / evolution or whatever. If are they gonna, just to finish my point about this evolution thing, if they're building up the ant prince or whatever he is as a rival or as an adversary for Sung Jin-woo, it would be another crazy reveal as well if he like spoke or started talking, like lent into that whole thing, because that was like that was a big creepy thing about the Chimera ants as well. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, just the whole thing of like they have limitless potential for evolution, and they are like evolving through like being born with new abilities basically, and then that could be the thing with this prince, if he can evolve while he's alive.
Yes.
Like he can level up.
Yes.
So like that's what I was thinking, like, yeah, it's he could, there could be other things, but it's like if he can just evolve while after he's been born, basically, which is not, we haven't seen before. It's like they have wings. The ones that had wings weren't the same ones that were crawling. The ones that have wings were like the second edition that was born later on.
According to the news broadcast, yeah.
So it's like, then he's born, and then if he can like level up or like learn, maybe he doesn't like take over the hunters, but he is able to learn from what they're doing and gain some of their skills just by fighting them. And then he gets stronger and he gets smarter, and he's not just an ant. He is like an ant that has backlogs of knowledge of how to deal with different people.
Mm-hmm. And if he's honestly, like, going further than that, I think that's like likely and probably exactly what's going to happen. But going further than that, maybe the system is involved with his birth somehow. Maybe the system like somehow got into the real world, or a gate opened up here or something like that. Because these are just creatures, right? Did they come from a gate? I don't actually remember. I think if we looked back, we could find the answer. I thought they were magical beasts, but I didn't know if they were, like, I can't remember right now because it's been like 2 years since we watched season 1. So sorry everybody if this following speculation could be answered by a quick thing, but we're just not gonna do that right now. But anyway, regardless, I'm interested in that. But what if the system is creating this thing and created this adversary for Sung Ji-woo so that he could level up further, like a super strong, magically enhanced whatever? Because what we've seen so far is that they're just like meat creatures. We haven't seen them use any magic, but we haven't seen much of them, to be fair. Or maybe we did, and I'm just forgetting in that intro sequence in season 1, because we opened up the first season with the original
with
raid.
The ants, yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited. I think that they're, the tone is right. It feels different. It doesn't just feel like a rip off of the Chimera Ant arc. It feels like it was clearly inspired by it, but still has its own story to tell. The characters don't seem like, that's another thing, really easy thing. The characters are not Hunter x Hunter characters. Like, they don't feel like Hunter x Hunter characters at all. They feel like their own thing. Yeah, I agree. So that just on its own adds to the aura of the series and this arc, and makes it feel not just like an imitation. It's a completely different thing. It just has some overlap and obvious inspiration, but everything about it that it's leading up to feels really natural. It feels like it's not forced, or like oh, we want this outcome to happen, so we're just gonna fucking do whatever we want to, like, it feels well established, well set up. It feels really well hyped up and built up. It's been built up for the whole series so far.
I still can't believe that we like actually like went there already in this episode. It was very quick. And I feel like next episode is just going to be an absolute slaughter from start to finish.
Big time.
And then, because like, is this season is just 12 episodes, I think?
12 or 13, I forget.
Yeah, but it's like there's not that many episodes left, so it's just like, are they just going to like mostly get slaughtered, and then like at the final moment, then Jinwoo's going to show up and we're going to get left on
He's going to fly in on his fucking dragon.
Oh.
He's going to fly in on his fucking dragon with shooting down fireballs and shit.
That would be sick.
And then rain from the sky with all these crazy soldiers and orcs and shit.
Like they're gonna be like, oh, here, they're gonna be like, we need you to go there. Okay, get in the chopper. He's gonna be like, no, I'll fly myself and just whip that out and sail across the sea. That'd be crazy.
You know what? They fucking, what might add to like the ants maybe taking over humans, like how Jiwoo does, is because there's all the other little hunters who are on the boats who all have like almost identical gear and swords and shit. So like they maybe get called in because they're getting all the S rank hunters getting overwhelmed, and they set that up of like, oh, we're the back line. If they need help, we're gonna go in and defend the coast. Well, they go and defend the coast, they get taken over, and then they have their own ant soldiers with swords and magic and all this stuff, and then they take over, and then Sung Ji-woo needs to come in, and he has a full-scale island-level fight of his entire armada of fucking soldiers fighting all of these other summoned and, like, taken over soldiers. And it's like, it's high stakes because they're also, like, hunters, and they have families and all the things that they want to protect, but he needs to kill them anyway. Ooh, god damn, this is so good.
I can't believe we have to wait a freaking week because we got to binge like the last few all together.
I really hope the next season just comes out next year.
Yeah.
Because it's like the 2-year schedule. I know, you know, like things need time to be made, but the series, like studios don't just like not make anything until the next thing, or only make that thing, you know, for the entire time between seasons. They work on other projects between that time. But it's like the JoJo syndrome, where it's just like, David Production, can you please just keep working on JoJo instead of fucking Fire Force? No offense to Fire Force, but like, can you just do JoJo, please? You know, like, yeah. Anyway, it's just it's in this, and it's funny. I'm so glad that I want this show to come out sooner. I'm glad that I'm watching it, and I actually want to see the new episodes before 2027 or whatever it'll be. But yeah. Anyway, leave a like and subscribe. See you next one, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.